Captain Cataletto here with another Remember to Remember history chat. My son Theo Bay will be my assistant again today. Unfortunately, Captain Kidd said he couldn't make it. Something about buried treasure. Anyway, scattered across America's hidden hollows and hills lie haunting relics of the many epidemics that have spread across our land numerous times before. Few people even know these old cemeteries exist, but they can remind us that dangerous diseases have been with us since the very beginning of human history. Throughout the ages, contagious diseases such as the bubonic plague, whooping cough, measles, and smallpox have decimated cities and destroyed nations. Today, we are at a tiny cemetery on Swamp Road in the northwest woods of East Hampton. Now, most everyone just passes right by here, probably, without a second thought. Possibly even you. Or maybe you did slow down and think, wait, why so small? And why way out here and all alone? It's kind of strange, right? Or maybe you've seen a similar one elsewhere. Anyway, here's the mystery solved. This is a smallpox cemetery, one of many throughout Long Island. The final resting place for victims of a smallpox epidemic that swept through New England in 1794. Smallpox, which has been officially eradicated worldwide, so don't worry, was spread by wheezing coughs and physical contact with sores and contaminated clothing, all nearly unavoidable in the cramped and unsanitary small houses of early farmers. Death came rapidly for about 15% of the infected. The disease spread during the American Revolution, devastating the troops in cramped camps, and later, after the Battle of New York, which we lost, hundreds of captured Americans were thrown in the holds of British prisoner of war ships, where smallpox spread like wildfire. The infected bodies of these early patriots were unceremoniously dumped in Long Island Sound. Now, the early settlers so dreaded the disease that they often quarantined its disfigured victims and throw together pest houses, they were called, usually far from town in the deep woods. The victims were ostracized even after death in shabby, isolated graveyards like this one. Talk about social distancing. Smallpox and other European diseases were especially devastating to the Native American tribes. Some scholars estimate that nearly 90% of the original native populations were wiped out in the first 100 years of European contact. From Cape Horn to the Arctic, American Indians had no natural immunity, and their bodies could not fight off the foreign diseases. Our local tribes, the Montaukets and the Shinnecox, were likewise decimated by smallpox. In fact, when Lion Gardner bought his island from Chief Wyandanch of the Montaukets, he got a very good deal because the island had been called Monchinook, which means Island of the Dead in Montaukett. Legend has it that the small clan that had called the island home had been completely wiped out by smallpox in the early 1600s, probably from early European fishermen or explorers. After that, the Indians avoided the island, believing it was haunted. Now, this particular cemetery holds two graves. The larger gravestone farther back is for Benjamin Hubbard, age 22. The other tiny gravestone with no name is for Benjamin's son. They both died together of smallpox in 1789. Town records talk about others who were also infected and died during the epidemic. So, to wrap it up, if you haven't guessed yet, this Remember to Remember chat isn't supposed to be just another incredibly interesting, haunted, morbid tale of old East Hampton. It's also a reminder that we are not the first or last to be dealing with a disease that changes the world as we know it. But like our ancestors, we will persevere and, working together, make an even better future for ourselves and future generations. So, let's all keep our chins up and know this too will pass. Now, my wife suggested we put some flowers on the grave, so let's do that for Benjamin and his son. Here we go. Now please take care, stay safe, and count your blessings.